Good morning, students. Today we shall learn an important concept of wave optics, that is Huygens principle. Wave optics is a branch of physics that is based on wave concept of light. According to wave theory of light, light is a form of energy which travels through a medium in the form of transverse waves, where electric and magnetic fields vibrate mutually perpendicular to each other and thus producing each other. As we have already learned in the previous classes, that the term wave is used for the motion or traveling of energy or disturbance in a medium. And while traveling, oscillations occur in the medium. The oscillations due to the wave at different point of medium differ in phase. When we join all points of medium oscillating in the same phase, we obtain a geometrical figure which is called wavefront. As you can see on the screen, wavefront is being defined. It is the locus of points or the wavelets having the same phase of oscillation. For a point source of light, example a bulb, which is represented in the first figure at the center, the point of the medium equidistant from it will show oscillations in the same phase. So for a point light source, we obtain a wavefront whose shape is spherical. You see the first figure, the point source is shown at the center, and what you see in the form of circle, they are actually spheres which are concentric, having the point source at its center. So for a point source of light, the wavefront, that is the locus of all the points vibrating in the same phase, it is spherical in shape. Similarly, in the second figure you see, for a line source, such wavefront obtained is cylindrical in shape, which is shown by the purple colored dark lines. When the spherical or the cylindrical wavefront, they become very large in size, or they are very away from the source which have produced them, and we observe a very small part of such big spherical or cylindrical wavefront, to us it appears to be plane. So in this manner we get a plane wavefront. It is not produced by any source of light, but the spherical wavefront or the cylindrical wavefront which we produce from the light sources, a small part of these big wavefronts, they appear to be plane wavefront. Hence on the earth we obtain the plane wavefront of light that is coming from the sun, which is itself a point source. In picture, you also see rays emerging from these sources which are drawn with the red color lines. They represent the light rays, and you can conclude from the diagrams drawn over here that the wavefront and the light rays, they are perpendicular to each other. You have learnt about the ray concept in the ray optics, and here about the wavefront in the wave optics. And in these diagrams we see the correlation between the two, that the two are mutually perpendicular to each other. Using this concept of wave and wavefront, Huygens gave a hypothesis for the geometrical construction of the position of a progressive or the new wavefront at any time t. He considered, or he quoted, that every point on a wavefront is the source of energy or the light for the upcoming medium particles. He proposed that from every point of the wavefront, secondary wavelets emanate in all the directions with the velocity of the light or the energy. Now to obtain the position of new wavefront, after time t, we take these points on the wavefront as the center and the distance d, which is equal to time t into the velocity of energy in that medium as the radius, and draw spheres from all these points. A common tangent to all these spheres in the forwarding direction gives the position of new wavefront at a later time t. These hypotheses of Huygens you can see in point 1 and point 2 in the shown picture, in the shown slide. The backward wavefront is rejected because energy does not move backward in the direction of source. Its explanation is also given over here. We only consider the wavefront in the forwarding direction away from the source. Huygens used this hypothesis to explain the phenomena of reflection and refraction. Here we will study about reflection. In ray optics, we already know what is reflection, and we have shown it with the help of rays. Here, using the wave concept and Huygens principle, we shall try it out. In the figure, we see a surface xy on which a plane wavefront AB is incident, making an angle I with the surface xy. By blue colored lines, we have shown rays on this wavefront AB. 3 rays are shown in the diagram. The reflected wavefront will only be obtained when all the rays emerging from the incident wavefront AB are reflected. So when the ray BC, that is the last ray shown in the diagram, when it will be reflected back, then only reflected wavefront will be obtained. Until that time, all the rays from the other points of the wavefront AB will already be reflected by the surface xy. We measure the distance BC, that is the distance travelled by the ray emerging from point B, and taking A as center and the same distance BC, we draw a small arc which you can see at point D in the figure. From C, we draw a tangent to this arc which meets at point D, so that distance BC is exactly equal to AD. CD that we obtain now is the reflected wavefront, which makes an angle R, that is the angle of reflection, with the surface xy. The time taken by all the rays from the incident wavefront AB to reach the reflected wavefront CD will be same. And let us consider this time to be t. Now consider the ray at point E. The time taken by it will also be t. So t is equal to EF upon C plus FG upon C, as shown on the page. EF is the distance travelled by the ray emerging from E before reflection, and FG is the distance travelled by it after reflection. This is the distance travelled by ray emerging from E. From triangle AEF, we see EF is equal to AF sin I, and from triangle CGF, FG is equal to FC sin R. Breaking FC as AC minus AF and rearranging them, we get time t is equal to AC sin R plus AF in the bracket sin I minus sin R upon C. A large number of rays are emerging from the incident wavefront, which are not shown, only 3 are shown. But for all of them, time taken to reach the reflected wavefront will be same. In the formula, the only thing that will differ for all the rays will be the value of AF. But time t will be same. According to the equation, this will only be true if the bracket sin I minus sin R is equal to 0. If sin I minus sin R is 0, then sin I is equal to sin R, or angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. We are already aware of this law. This is the law of reflection. Hence, by using Huygens principle, we have proved that in the case of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Similarly, for refraction, as we see in the figure, consider AB as a plane wave front which is incident on the surface xy. Let the velocity of light in the rarer medium be c and the denser medium be v. The light is moving with different velocities in the two medium. So the distance traveled by it in the two mediums will be different, but the time taken will be same. To plot the refracted wavefront, we have to consider the rays emerging from the incident wavefront AB. When all the rays emerging from this wavefront are refracted, then only refracted wavefront is obtained. And in the diagram at point B, we have drawn the last ray. So the ray BC will decide the time taken to draw the refracted wavefront. Till the ray emerging from B reaches the surface xy, it travels a distance BC. Till then, all the rays emerging from the wavefront have already undergone refraction, covering different distances but taking same time. Let the time taken by all the rays be t. The distance traveled by different rays will be different in the two mediums, rarer and denser, and with the different velocities. Now let us consider, we have considered the speed of light in rarer medium to be c and in denser medium to be v. So till the ray emerging from B moves the distance BC, which is equal to c into t, the ray from A will move distance AD, which is equal to v into t. For the same time, they will travel different distances. Taking A as center and v into t as the radius, we draw an arc, and from point C we draw a tangent to this arc which touches at point T. The line shown in the figure by CD is the refracted wavefront, making angle R, that is angle of refraction, with the surface xy. Let us consider the ray from point E. It travels EF distance in the rarer medium and with velocity c, and FG in the denser medium with velocity v, taking again the same time t. So the equation is given by t is equal to EF upon c plus FG upon v, as you see in the page. Again in the triangle AEF, EF is equal to AF sine I, where I is the angle of incidence of the incident wavefront. And triangle CGF, FG is equal to FC sine R. Breaking again FC as AC minus AF and rearranging, we get T is equal to AC sine R upon V plus AF in the bracket sine I by C minus sine R by V. AF, they will be different for the different rays emerging from the incident wavefront AB, but the time taken by all to reach the refracted wavefront will be same. According to the equation, this will only be satisfied if the part written in the bracket is 0, or sine I by C minus sine R by V is equal to 0, or sine I by sine R is equal to C by V, which is a constant, which we represent as the refractive index of the medium. As you all know, this is the law of refraction. So we have also proved law of refraction using Huygens principle. Here in the diagram we see, with the help of some figures, how a wavefront which is incident on a lens or a mirror, using the concept of Huygens principle, we will obtain the reflected or refracted wavefront. In figure 1, a plane wavefront AB is incident on the concave mirror. When the wavefront strikes the mirror, the rays at the endpoints get reflected first, but the ray at its center is reflected at the last. So we obtain the reflected wavefront after reflection, which is spherical in shape. as you see in the figure, and it is appearing, or when we draw it we can see that it is converging spherical wavefront. Similarly, for the convex mirror, the reflected wavefront is diverging spherical wavefront. In the cases of lens also, a plane wavefront is incident, and after refraction, using the Huygens hypothesis, we obtain converging and diverging spherical wavefronts from the convex and concave lenses respectively. These are the applications of Huygens principles which are asked in the exam. This was all about Huygens principle and its application. You all have to practice the ray diagram of reflection, refraction and all the others shown in the slide for the preparation of exam. Thank you.